Hey everyone, my name is Peyton, and in this video I'm going to be doing a relight of one of the Unreal Engine projects that you can get for free on the marketplace. This one is the unfinished building scene, and I've used it previously for a decal demo, but I wanted to show how you can easily relight this and just kind of like start from scratch with something. So of course the first things that I want to do is identify all the different lights and everything in here. Of course, since this is kind of a stage like set sort of demo, they're using a lot of like the artificial lighting with the windows and everything, and I just want to basically just go in here, simplify those, get rid of those rectangles, and then I'm probably going to need to also get rid of these because the reason why is that they are using an emissive, so might need to get rid of those. Basically starting to get a bit darker. Of course, our only light is really coming from these point lights out here, so can go ahead and continue to delete all of this. It's going to get pretty dark real quick, but what we can do is go in here and actually add a directional light. So there's currently not one in this scene, so I'm just going to throw it in right here. And another thing that I probably want to keep in mind is it looks like there's sort of like blockers that are blocking the different sections of it. I can either move this down or just like get rid of it altogether for now. Really just focused in on, not worrying about that. Want to get my directional light and everything as well. So what I'm going to do also is just come through. I think some of this other stuff might not matter as much. I might actually keep these just because they're attached to the little incandescent bulbs up here. But maybe I'll just get rid of them for now actually. And cool. So what we need to do now is another thing that I want to add is probably a sky atmosphere. Gonna throw that in here, and now we have a bit of an atmosphere going on. If I wanted to, I can also use the clouds. So there's volumetric clouds that come default as well in here, and then I don't know if there's any fog, so it doesn't look like there's any fog at the moment. I can also add in an exponential height fog. So now as you see, we have everything that we kind of have when we do sort of a default scene and all. And we have basically our clouds, our sky, and our directional lights. So already getting a pretty rough start, like getting that all in here, but I think it's in a pretty good place. I need to see if I can easily remove that. So there's these little shells that are basically covering it up to make sure that the lighting works even better. And so now already, I have my directional light coming through the windows. What I can do with this is, let's go over to that directional light. I can start to play with the shapes of it, of course. Maybe I'm going to switch it over to a world rotation, so I can basically play with some of the movement across the ground, and I could even turn off the snapping, so that way if I want to really control that, I think that'll work nicely. Of course the exposure is it's working well for like these sort of transition spaces between the interior and exterior. But if I'm doing something more focused on, like, let's say a portfolio piece, might be good to actually turn that off at the moment. So what I am going to do is go and find a post-process volume, and I'm just going to add it into the level. You can, of course, actually set these to where it's the volume itself. By default, I believe it might be set that way. But what I want to do is make sure in my details, there should be an option for unbound. And I need to just find that real quick. So here, infinite extent unbound. I want to click that. So whatever things that I basically do with this post-process volume, instead of just having it bound to this box specifically, it'll actually affect the entire environment. So what can be nice about that is if I go back to it real quick and basically go and find my exposure, I can do basically a clamp of my min and max of my exposure. That way it's not drastically changing as I move throughout the space. So that might be too much, but yeah. So let's go down to let's do 1. I think that works for now. So yeah, as you see, like I said, no matter where I am in the space, even though I'm not in this box, of course, I am getting just a locked exposure. So it's not doing that drastic change like we had before. If I did turn this off, you'll see that it basically will still have the exposure again where it adjusts. But yeah, you can also have it where it's in the box and you can see that sort of pop of the like exposure is kind of brightening up right now. But yeah, again, that box locked, there it goes and it locks in. So I'm going to keep that unbound. Just wanted to show the example of the difference between bound and unbound with the post-process volumes. So now we can see that, yeah, starting to have a little bit of lighting in here. Can go back to my directional light and let's say just adjust it a bit more. I'm trying to think about some shots and stuff that I could do in here. Let's also look at my skylight, which I do not have yet. So I'm going to bring in a skylight as well. Skylights can be helpful for filling in just some of that shadow information. As you see, we're just getting a little bit better of a read now as well. So already, like, this is a pretty drastic difference. We went from all that artificial lighting for the demo scene to now having actually just like 3 lights, I believe, that are kind of running it with just our directional light, which is of course natural, having the skylight so we can fill in some of our shadows and all, and then also just, yeah, having in that fog and our clouds and all just for that extra touch. So yeah, you could now of course play with this further. We have the skylight here that I can adjust if I wanted to. So there's the intensity scale here. I'm probably gonna leave it just at its default 1 because I feel like it's reading kind of nicely in the shadows and everything. But let's say that we go over to our directional again, and over here, even though like by default, of course, the actual rotation does adjust the saturation and everything, if you ever need to, you can also turn on temperature and use temperature as your basically like light color instead as well. This does use Kelvin units, so basically as you go lower it gets warmer, and if you go higher it gets cooler. So if you did need to slightly fake it, go a little bit warmer or something, maybe the glass that's in your windows is slightly like tinted or something like that. But yeah, this is a nice way where if you needed that, you can just easily adjust it. Of course, like if I went really far down and was closer to like a candle almost, it's not going to feel necessarily right with like the cloud and where the sun is, and especially the angle. So I wouldn't recommend like drastically having differences between your temperature and also the angle of the sun, but yeah, just something to keep in mind as you're sort of building out your scenes. And then if I go over to exponential height fog, can increase the density if I wanted to. So you can see here that it gets really dense, of course. Another thing that sometimes I like to check on or not, but let's say I go to a 0.1 here. Right now it's like very blue, so I could adjust the actual color of it as well, because it's kind of just like grabbing what's in the sky itself. But you can adjust the color with the color picker if need be, if you want something a little bit warmer. Most of the time, of course, like some of those cooler shadows do run more towards like cool side of things. But yeah, if you did want to push it a bit where it feels a little bit more like arid with the like a dry feeling, you could definitely go warmer with your fog as well. But yeah, you could just basically adjust it there. So one other thing that I wanted to mention as well, if I go back over to our directional light, should be something cool. So I already have the cast volumetric shadow on, but I was also looking at potentially cranking this up. Sometimes it can help with like fog basically coming through and actually giving some of those rays using the volumetrics. I will also check my fog itself and then go to volumetric fog, and then I need to turn this on. So yeah, that's where I was missing. So now we have volumetric fog on. You can see that we're getting those really nice rays casted through the window, and just, yeah, giving that extra sort of feeling to our space. So it's working quite nicely. Of course, the fog's a little bit much out here, but I think, you know, especially for this interior space, this is feeling pretty solid with how it's sort of reading. It feels very dusty, and yeah, just you can definitely see the air in here a bit more with kind of pushing that that volumetric fog a bit more. So you can turn it down, play with it, but main thing is I wanted to just show what that can do over here. So, and then the nice thing about like when you're using stuff like a directional light and it's not necessarily artificial and it's just setting it up more naturally, is that basically as you're doing these adjustments here, it's not just specific to that scene. Like a lot of times your other areas too will be hitting, will be getting like those similar sort of like treatments. Don't know, is there like a, oh yeah, there's a little box here, so I can delete that. And then now you can see that we also have a cool shot here with the light coming in, the fog, and it's definitely, I think, working pretty well. So the nice part about like working simple with your lights is that, yeah, it's not just one area, but as you improve your lighting, especially, it can really affect everywhere throughout your space. So I like to try to keep it as natural as possible as I'm working. Of course, artificial lights are a bit different, hence like the kind of glow that was in there before. But I think this is just, yeah, cool example of what you can do pretty quickly with lighting, and kind of turn it back to just using a couple of lights. We have our directional light, our skylight, piece of fog, and then of course our kind of sky atmosphere and our clouds as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you have any questions, of course, drop them below, and of course make sure to subscribe, that way you can see other videos like this in the future. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.